Happy Friday, Hexo traders and investors. It's Rod with Power Group. Welcome back on the Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ Stocks, crypto assets, and interviews. Today's Friday, as I mentioned, December 23rd. Hope you're well. And in this video, getting a lot of questions about it, I wanted to dedicate this video to Hexo's NASDAQ listing, and I want to get this video out before the long weekend. But essentially, we need 5 more days of trading at or above $1 USD. We've already completed 5 days, so we need 5 more. And going to do some technical analysis. Also have some other news I want to share with you. But before we get to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. It doesn't cost you anything. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, you'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. As I mentioned, wanted to get this video up before the weekend. Obviously, it's Friday, so I'll keep it short and sweet. But I wish everybody a happy holiday and a happy new year. And I'll try my best to get some videos out over the weekend and into next week. But essentially, I'm going to be traveling to the United States the first week of January, and I'll be gone for about a week and a half. So I'll try to get as many videos out before then as possible. Also, I made a post on the community tab. If you haven't already subscribed, you can do that. And I share a lot of the raw footage and things like that on the community page. So just so you're aware. But essentially, the drink limit has officially gone up in Alberta. This was not new news. I've already done a video on this, but it took a while for individual retail locations to do so. But Canna Cabana here in Alberta now has changed their system. So everywhere else in Edmonton, as far as I'm aware, is the same as well. And I also checked the Ontario MJ store as well, and that one's updated. So you can see here I bought 4 Tweed grapefruits, I bought 2 House of Terpenes and an XMG and Redibles, and all that only came to 4 grams out of the 30 gram limit for the purchase. So you can now buy up to 48 355 mils, or you can buy up to 72 of the 236 mils with the XMGs or the House of Terpenes. So I was looking to get more than that. I wanted to buy at least 12 Molos for the holidays to have in stock the fridge, but unfortunately they sold out. They just sold out, and they said they sold a ton of drinks. Didn't see any packs yet or anything. The only packs that we have, you can see them on the OCS, but there's the mixed seltzer, so the little Victory seltzers comes in a 4-pack, but that's all we've seen so far. I haven't seen any 6 or 12 packs yet of the Molos, but I wouldn't be surprised if that was coming down the pipeline here before too long. Also, just in time for the holidays, got these new wrapped and ready Reddies. So nice rack packaging and stocking stuffers if anybody's looking for any ideas. But like I said, got 4 of those. Friend gifted them to me, and yeah, they're obviously the same as the straight edge Redecan ones, just with a little bit of a different spin on the packaging. But obviously in the mood of, you know, the holiday spirit, right? And supporting the festivities. So I was in Canna Cabana yesterday, as I mentioned, and they had a whole booth and everything, or a whole display for it. And you can see here that they were promoting it. She actually said these are selling like crazy, and no wonder. Take a look at the price. Market price is $18.99, but if you're a member at Canna Cabana, it doesn't cost you anything. You can just give them your phone number. It's only $14.85. Plus, here in Alberta, we only have 5% sales tax, but for comparison's sake, it's $22 in Ontario, plus 15% sales tax, I think it is. So big difference there. But as we know, Hexo actually paid more excise taxes last quarter than it did the previous quarter on less revenue. And I think that is why they're pivoting away. Well, not really pivoting, but they're focusing on high margin products that are driving profitability. They said now every sale is now profitable. And they also have the supply agreements with Tilray and Entourage. And I think that has to do with getting away from those excise taxes, because what do we know? Excise taxes are not applicable to international and wholesale. So I think them focusing on their core strategy and their cultivation is going to be smart as they look to avoid those excise taxes. And I know Alberta has very high excise taxes as well. So getting back to the topic of this video, though, I do want to mention a couple of those things, as this will probably be one of the last videos before the holiday break. But like I said, I'll try to get as many out as possible. But you might have remembered, Hexo was granted a 180-day calendar day grace period by the NASDAQ to regain compliance. And as a result of the extension, the company had until January 23rd, 2023 to regain compliance with the minimum bid requirement. And if any time before January 23rd, the bid price of the company's common shares closes at or above $1 USD per share for a minimum of 10 consecutive business days, NASDAQ will provide written notification to the company that has achieved the compliance with the bid price requirement. So I did a video not too long ago that Hexo actually did a reverse split. So it was a 1-for-14 reverse split, put it well above $1, but we're back down to that danger zone here now. But we can dip below $1, that's fine. We just have to have a closing price of $1 or higher USD, right? And you can see here that we've already completed 5 days. So the split took effect on Monday, December 19th. And you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days we close above $1. And now we just need 5 more trading days or the clock resets essentially. And we don't have that much time. A lot of people were wondering how come they did the reverse split now, or why did they do up to 14, 1 for 14? Why didn't they wait if they have that much time? Well, essentially, if we dip below $1 and close below $1, the timer is going to reset again, and then we have to do another 10 days. So essentially, if we don't do it this time so if we do 5 more trading days, including all the holiday schedule, it would put us into the first week of January where we would regain compliance. So that's where we should find out whether or not they regain compliance. But if they dip below $1, but for those next 5 days, then we'll essentially start the timer again, and then we'll only have about 1 more shot before the 23rd of January. So we'll want to see that get done. If it doesn't close above $1, over the next 5 trading days, not the end of the world. If it dips below $1, that's fine, as long as it closes at or above $1. That's what we're looking at is the closing price. But if it does have a closing price below $1 USD, then it's going to reset and we'll essentially have another go at it, right? So we're just keeping an eye out for, you don't really have to spend too much time looking at the charts or thinking about things too much. Just look at the closing price. Probably going to be low volume as well over the holidays. And we're getting a lot of talk and chatter about potential rescheduling or descheduling with regards to HHS and the DEA and the DOJ and Biden, right? So we'll see if that can spark. Obviously, if we get any kind of reform or any kind of descheduling, rescheduling hopes, safe banking, we'll see what the new Congress brings in January. But there's some speculation that the House is now controlled by the Republicans, that they may have some incentivization and they may be willing to pass some sort of safe banking. So personally, I think that the most likely scenarios we're likely going to see descheduling or rescheduling as a result of HHS and potential for that fixing a lot of issues with safe banking, uplisting, 280E, etc. But taking a look at Hexo in the weekly time frame in terms of its technicals, it's not looking good. We're well below the 10-week moving average, but that being said, we have nothing nearby until 226, and then the 50-day moving average there at 229. So if we do see a pretty big move over the next couple of weeks in the space, that could be an area to target. And we do have a lack of resistance here on the daily time frame all the way up to about 231. So I could easily see a move back up to around $1.50 to $2, which would bring us back to the EMA 12 and 26 as well. And generally, when we deviate from these EMAs, we tend to gravitate back toward them, right? I did add Hexo at 125, and I added again near $1. I was defending that support, and I just continued to dollar cost average. And if we take a look at the weekly time frame, we have nothing nearby until the 50 weekly there at 447. So there's a lot of runway to go once we do get going, and we could potentially see a golden cross, just like a lot of our other MJ names, with the 50-day moving average below the 200-day moving average, when the shorter term is below the longer term moving averages and they cross. And in this instance, the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, we call that a golden cross. And that's a huge bullish indicator flashing on the chart, but it's likely going to be a couple of weeks, if not a couple of months, before we see that golden cross, which I think has a very high likelihood of playing out, because we know that a lot of MJ has that same setup. So again, it's likely going to take a sector-wide catalyst, and then we'll see what the next earnings bring. We know that Hexo is talking about hitting a positive adjusted EBITDA, and then they could be cash flow positive between now and the next 2 to 3 quarters is what they mentioned at the closure of the Tilray deal. So like I said, I do like the Tilray deal. I like the Entourage deal because it's going to help with the wholesale and hopefully avoid some of those excise taxes and help the bottom line. But with that, going to end it there. Again, happy holidays to everybody. If I don't talk to you again, I'll try my best to get some videos out during the break. And then, like I said, as a reminder, I'll be going to Florida from January 3rd to about the 12th, but it might be a couple more days, give or take. So just be patient. MJ is not down and out, in my opinion, as long as we're diversified, as long as we don't invest any more than we're willing to lose and we learn from our mistakes. And we keep cash on the sidelines. We have a hedging plan, right? Whether it be shorting the S&P 500, like I've been mentioning for months, to protect against any downside. And then just keeping, like myself, I have a 6-figure cash position that I'm just continuing to dollar cost average into MJ. I own more crypto dollar-wise than I do MJ. That's starting to change. But like I said, just learning from our mistakes. Granted, prices dropped a lot more than any of us thought they would, but just use this opportunity to get away from the computer, get away from it. It's only money, right? You can learn from your mistakes, spend times with your friends and family, enjoy the break, and let's hit 2023. Hopefully 2023 has a lot better times ahead. Like I said, it's going to come to an end eventually. Bear markets come to an end, bull markets come to an end, and this has been a brutal 2-year bear market, and it's more than likely coming to an end soon. I would like to say, but again, we need to be prepared that this could be another 3 to 6 months. It could be another 1 to 2 years, but essentially they're only going to legalize it once in the U.S. and just be grateful that we even get to experience it. And I'm grateful to be experiencing it with you all. So happy holidays once again. Take care. I hope you have a great break with your loved ones, and we shall see you on the next video. Thanks again for joining us on The Pursuit of Wealth. It's Rob with Powell Group. It's been an amazing year. It was an amazing couple of years, but 2022 was one for the books, but I'm sure a lot of us are going to be glad to have it behind us and look forward to what 2023 has in store for us. Going to end it there. Hope you have a great holiday, and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.